topics. Clemson, we're still playing them. Game's on.
Coach, with AJ Haulcy, is he eligible to play the first half of this upcoming Clemson game?
Yeah, we're waiting for clarification on that. We were informed on his situation on Wednesday, so we'll see where that ends up. We're practicing him, preparing to play him, and we'll wait for further guidance.
And that's the NCAA checking in on that?
I think it's a little bit of conference and certainly NCAA rulings, right? In terms of what the circumstances are at the end of the game. So there's our conference has been great. Greg Sankey's been great, providing certainly the support, and we'll wait for a decision, and then we'll plan accordingly.
And with Tamarcus Cooley, he's eligible to play the first half?
Yes.
Okay.
Get this thing organized, will you? I mean, goodness gracious. Mike, go sit up there and ask a couple of stupid questions like he does. Well, Deshaun Spears is playing a lot of football for us. Jordan Gilbert. So you've got pretty good depth. Javian Toviano. We feel really good about our defensive backfield. So, like I said, we're dealing with it the same way you guys are. We're waiting for information. Once we get it, we'll adjust accordingly and be ready to play Clemson.
You guys have obviously been prepping for this game for a long time now. Is now just more focusing on, hey, what we can do, or is you still looking at things you can find out about Clemson as we near the
No, the game planning is complete. This is about really just the attention to the little details, whether it's crowd noise or all-out blitz or goal line, red zone, the situational things that you want to spend a little bit more time on that are certainly crucial pieces of the game and being successful. So, yeah, everything's installed. I thought our guys, had their best day today in terms of you can start to sense that, there's a game. And you kind of get in that camp mode of, okay, next practice. They clearly know 48 hours now. There's a bit of a, spring in their step, if you will.
Coach,
it's going to be a great question. I know it is.
Anybody else nicked up? And I guess the word today is different. Why is this game going to be different? This season going to be different? And making the playoffs and getting to where you want to be. Talk about why you think this team will be different in achieving those kind of things.
I think we've talked about this, right? I mean, I've been pretty vocal that I love our roster. I think it has more depth than we've had. Does that guarantee you wins? No. You still have to go perform and take care of the football and tackle. But the reality of it is we still have to go out and play. We got a long season ahead of us. I like, again, I've done it for a long time, so I think I've got a pretty good eye towards, what our football team looks like. We won 10 games the first couple of years. That's not, we're 19-2 at home. I mean, we're not that far off. But I think the difference, if I use your word, would be the depth of the roster and the competitiveness that is brought out in everybody in the football team.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask you about Lance Guidry. Joined your staff as an analyst, and I've noticed he's worked with the star linebackers, it looks like, intently. What has he added to that position and Harold Perkins' game?
Well, experience, as a head coach, a coordinator. I mean, that kind of experience is hard to garner, in the position where he is really focusing on, one player. Now, he helps immensely on special teams as well. Amon would be the first to say that. But I think to have somebody with that kind of experience, coaching that position, you can see the influence it has had. And he's seen a lot. He's done a lot. He's had great highs in his career, and then he's had, to overcome adversity. And so I love having a coach who has that kind of pedigree and background, and he's well liked by the entire team, and he motivates that group really well.
Ryan, they've had some issues trying to figure out who their punter is going to be, and obviously the chance to
I
flip.
hope they need him.
Obviously, you obviously need a punt, right? Obviously, the chance to flip the field with a guy like Brown or somebody else is huge. You may plead the fifth on this, but are you maybe, because of the speed you have back there now, are you maybe willing to take a little more of a risk on a return of a kick that's maybe it's not all the way in the back of the end zone, but there's something.
I would say that we're definitely more aggressive in our thought process. As I mentioned, and we kind of chuckled about it, but it was true. I mean, our first year, we were abysmal. We put the ball on the ground. Our second year, I think we got a standing ovation one game when we fair caught them all. So this has been a process, and you hate to laugh about it because it's an important part of the game, and it's one of the reasons, kind of what I was talking about is there's depth in that position as well. And so when your special teams has depth and talent, that can be in itself a difference maker. And we hope to be much more aggressive in those areas.
Coach, as you figured out the offensive line rotation, starting at left guard, right tackle, and back to anybody nicked up?
I'm sorry about the nicked up. Nobody's nicked up. If we were to use an injury report today, we wouldn't have anybody on it. We don't have to use one until our SEC game, but we wouldn't have anybody on that list. In terms of the second question, I'm sorry, I forgot it. Yes, offensive line, I think you're going to see Paul at left guard, Josh at right guard, and then you're going to see DJ and Cohen Eccles. So all four of them are going to play. Who starts, that'll be Brad's decision come game time. Your tackles are Weston Davis and Tyree, and, of course, Braylon Moore at the center.
Coach, with all the staff and analysts you have, is it odd or surprising that, from what I understand, nobody knew that Haulcy got ejected from that game?
Yeah, I mean, so, I think these are things that, you hope that common sense plays a big role in this. So, again, I don't want to get into too much of the details other than the fact that, we expect something here pretty soon, and we're prepared to play without them or play with them, and that's just how we've gone about it. But I don't want to get into too much detail. I think there'll be a lot of clarity with this real shortly.
Looking back on this whole month of preparation, as you said, you wouldn't have anyone on an injury report if you had it today. How much different was the process of preparing and practicing and hitting this year, and what obviously it seems like it paid benefits?
Well, we tackled as much as we have in other camps, but we went with more recovery days early, and the emphasis there was to really put ourselves in a position where we wouldn't have any soft tissue injuries. Now, to be quite honest, it's impossible to say any. You're going to have a slight one here or there, but I thought that methodology worked really well and set us up where we didn't have guys missing crucial time. The guys that we pulled were really, they needed a little bit of a rest, instead of having an injury where they can't compete. So I like the model that we used, using our sports science, using data from the NFL, and then just, look, I don't want to sound like scientific here because you got to mix the art with this too. Like, I got to be able to see our team and see how they feel and get the sense of, hey, we need a heavier practice today. So it's a little bit of art and there's some science involved, and I like the end result. Now, we got to go play. We've got to go perform.
Coach, with Damian and Aaron, both very capable, and there were periods of practice we got to see where Aaron was kicking them from really far out. Is there a situation perhaps where we could see both of them doing field goals same game, or how do you kind of approach that?
I think right now, Damian's our starter, and the one thing that he's done is he's increased his distance. I think the ball came off his foot at 73 miles an hour yesterday. He had been in the 68 to 66, 68 last year. That's a big increase. Jack Marucci's done a great job there, and Damian has in the weight room, and Coach Flint. Having said that, if we get into something even deeper than 55 to 60, we'll consider Aaron Burrell, because he has the ability to kick it that far. Three great questions.
Hate to be Cobble-like.
Well, somebody's got to make up for him.
Coach Garrett Nussmeier, obviously leader of this team, got 18. Talk about what you want to see with him, because obviously with their front and your line, he could be under duress. But and not to give away the game plan, but what are you expecting from us in this game Saturday night?
Manage the run game, get us in the right run plays, make the right checks. And I've said this a number of times, zero's a good play. If you do that, the other things are going to come to you in the realm of the game, right? And I think that, to me, if you say, one, get us in the right run. Two, make the right checks in their pressure packages. And then number three, zero is a good play. If he does that, we're going to have a really good day offensively.